Hi and welcome to this posture routine. This is approximately a 50-minute posture routine specifically for anybody who has any tight shoulders, any specific shoulder injury, and just general sort of ickiness in this kind of like upper body. It could be just tension, could be tennis elbow, could be forearm issues, it could be a rotator cuff injury. This posture routine will set you on the right path. But for those who aren't really experiencing any injuries, this routine will just help you feel like your shoulders are kind of reset and feeling really, really strong. You are going to need a Pilates ball, a yoga strap, as well as a lightweight short loop band. Okay, I've also got 2 blocks and I'm using my chair. The blocks are primarily for the purpose of ensuring that I can sit on my chair with my legs 90 degrees. So hips shouldn't be higher than the line of your knees. What we're going to start off by doing is a quick balance test, and you are going to just basically do this quick balance test to check in with where you're at the beginning of the sequence, and then at the end of the sequence you retake your balance test. And ideally what you're looking for is good balance, ease of symptoms, so that could be anywhere in the upper body, it could be anywhere else, and generally just a state of I feel lighter, more buttery, etc., after you've done this routine. And that will also tell you that by putting function into the parts of the body that we're working on now, you are assisting your body and putting function in places that were lacking function before. So you're just going to shake off the legs and the hands. Try not to bias yourself by standing in a way that you think you need to stand. You're just kicking out the feet, kicking out the legs, shaking off the hands. And then just come into stand, a nice, easy, normal standing position. Just as though you were sort of looking out at somebody through a window. And then take your attention down towards your feet. What you're going to start noticing is where your body weight is. It could be 1 foot more than the other. Right now, my entire left leg just feels like it's caving. And left foot feels like it's predominantly towards the balance, and my left foot feels like it's towards the inside. Right side feels quite balanced, but maybe a little bit more in my heels. And then just traveling up the legs, the knees. Pelvis feels good, but my lower back just feels really, really sort of scrunched, more like I'm kind of duck butting and into an anterior position in my pelvis a little bit more today. And then up into the ribs, the shoulders. I feel like I'm sort of tilting. It kind of feels like left side's lower than the right. And I've got a little bit of like stickiness in the right side of my neck, top of the shoulder. So I'm just checking in with the inventory of how I feel. And then all we're going to do is just start breathing in through the nose, relaxing the belly. Really feeling like we're putting the breath into the back of your rib cage. And then just bring your hands into an interlace, flat surface of the palms to the flat surface of the skull, and just open those elbows without shrugging the shoulders. Just going to stand here for about 3 to 5 breaths. You can adjust the feet. Bring them into a parallel hip distance position. And exhale. Even just standing with my hands behind my head eases my lower back quite a bit. And just makes me feel like I'm, without effort, redistributing some of the balance in my feet. So clearly my body is inviting this upper body work today. Big breath in. And big breath out. Good. And then just shake it off. And then you're going to start off by coming down into a seated position. You're going to need to start with your ball, so you can just pop your straps and bands off to the side just for a moment. Okay, and then set yourself up in the ideal position. So you want to be a little bit closer towards the front of your chair. Just remember, the first quarter or the front quarter of the chair is ideally where your bum position should be. And then you've got 2 blocks just underneath your feet if you need to bring your legs into that 90-degree position. You can see here my ankles are right below my knees, and my knees are in line with the hips. Now from here, all I want you to do is just catching that neutral position. So we're not rolling the pelvis forwards in order to like expand into the ribs or separate the abdominals. You're also going to feel like a shortening in the back area. You're also not in a posterior tilt, which is just kind of closing off the rib cage and creating this kind of closed off feeling in the pelvic floor. You want to find that neutral position. So feeling the sit bones equal underneath you. And if you give your body a kind of wiggle in that neutral position, you're going to feel really sturdy compared to the other 2 positions. So this is like soft and like not shock absorbing, floppy. This is also really just not stable and floppy. You want to come into that in-between position, really feeling the crown of the head just above the line of both your sit bones. Then from here, you're going to just grab your ball and stick it right between the knees. If you don't have a Pilates ball, a firm cushion is totally fine. I've just discovered that Pilates ball just adds a bit of value and does a little bit of basic foundational strength training just as we're doing our routines. So it's become my new favorite toy of recent. And then feet are parallel. So try not to let the feet turn outwards or inwards. They are facing forwards like 2 car headlights. Then from here, we're just going to place the palms facing upwards on the thighs. And all I want you to do is feel like you're rolling the shoulders back and down. Again, we're not puffing the ribs forwards. We're just keeping them down. You want to feel like you've got something in the area of your armpits and you're pulling down into the lat muscles. This is going to neutralize the humeral head, this arm bone here. And then without engaging your pelvic floor, your abdominals, you're just going to squeeze and release the ball. We're going to do 2 sets of 20 from here. 3, your gaze is neutral, head is completely above the line of both your sit bones. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, completely relaxing that pelvic floor and the abdominals. And what you should kind of feel as you're just continuing with your reps is almost like this kind of contraction starts in the sacral area and then it kind of meets itself back into the front of the hips. So with the squeeze of the knees, you should feel like it's contracting from the back right into the front. This is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 3-point contact of the feet down in the floor. Big toes, pinky toes, heels. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Just release the ball. Maybe just give your feet a bit of a kick out. And then we're going to come straight into our second set. Again, find that neutral position. I think the more you practice it, the more you'll just kind of find it comes a little bit more automatic. So I tend to go forwards, backwards, and then just prop myself in that neutral position. My neck will feel really tall. My spine will feel nice and supported. My hips will feel like they're working. That's how you know you're in a neutral spine position. So you're not slouching, but you're also not retracting. Okay, this is complete extension. So from here, we want to feel like we're just kind of sitting down into the ribs. Shoulders are clipped back, palms upwards. And then from here, we're going to squeeze. 1, 2. Big toes are also pressing down, pinky toes and the heels. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Breathing good. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Good. From here, just going to bring the feet maybe half a step closer towards you, and we're going to go straight into heel raises. So you're going to hold the ball maybe 30 to 40% of a squeeze. It's not completely full. And then keeping the balls of the feet and the front of the foot down onto the floor or the blocks, you're going to lift the heels up. And as you lift the heels up, keep the ankles in the same plane. So try not to let them roll out. Try not to let them roll inwards. I tend to roll mine inwards just because of my bunions. So I'm just keeping myself really, really aware of what my ankles are doing here. Spine again in the same position, neutral, and we're lifting and lowering. We're going to do 2 quick sets of 20 here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, good, 9. I want you to hold the heels maybe 1 or 2 inches up and see if you get a reaction in both your legs. It could also be in the ribs like mine, shoulders, could be the neck. Whatever happens in the body, just let it happen naturally. Just going to keep breathing in through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. These are called neurogenic involuntary shakes. A really good sign that you're kind of reconfiguring muscles, nervous system, and your brain from the ground up. Just keep breathing. We're holding the ball really, really sort of softly. It's not a big squeeze. It's almost like I can just kind of pull it out with ease using just 2 fingers. I can feel a massive impact in my right kind of hip area as I'm doing this. So clearly there's something off between the right side and the left side of my pelvis. Always has been, but obviously I'm just being completely transparent and open as I'm doing the routine. And as a result of this, I always tend to sort of put my trunk in some kind of a disparity too. So for me, it's my head tilts and my right shoulder sits higher than my left. I'm also a paddle player, golf player, right-handed. So the right side of my upper body tends to get overused considerably more than my left. So even when I'm reconfiguring my lower legs, my hips, my pelvis, my shoulders tend to feel a massive release. And if I just kind of give myself a break from talking, you can see here, my shoulders have started to sort of quiver. So I'm just letting my body do whatever it needs to do. And if you'd like, just see what happens if you just release your arms and let them hang down towards the floor. And you can see here, there's such a big shake in my arms, my forearms, my shoulders. So just let whatever happens happen in your body. Just going to give it another minute or 2 in this hold position. Having massive shakes in my neck today as well. Just another 30 seconds. Try not to hold any tension in the lower back. Feel like you're just sitting into the sit bones forwards. Good. Last 5, 4, 3, 2. Right arm's going mental. 1. Release. Good. We're just going to go back into our repetition heel raises. Gentle squeeze of the ball. Lift and lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just checking in with your feet. My left foot's riding a little bit more forwards of my right. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, right calf's feeling this way more than my left, 17, 18, 19, good, and 20. And again, hold the heels up and just let go and just let your body do what it needs to do to receive this configuration. So it's always surprising for a lot of people how, even though we start with our feet and have a ball between our knees, it creates an upper body reaction. That is because we are fixing the body from the ground up, providing it stability in order for then any compensations to be releasing in the upper body, which many of us have. Especially those who play sport workout, because we tend to overuse certain parts of our upper body due to majority of us having dysfunctions in our lower body. Just keep breathing. So I feel this, like it's releasing my right forearm and my left shoulder. So clearly just taking care of something wonky in my body. And I can feel the right side of my lower back releasing as well. Keep pressing the balls of the feet. Good. And then from here, just bring the heels back down to rest. Good. I always say this in my videos, always in my recordings. If you're having a massive release and you want it to continue, pause the video, keep releasing, and then just come back to join the rest of the routine. Now, from here, we're going to do sitting isolated hip flexor lifts with the ball in the opposite armpit. So I'm just going to face the front so you can see the setup. Again, I've got blocks under my feet just to make sure that the orientation of my legs is 90 degrees. What you are going to do is you are going to bring the ball under your right armpit to start, okay? Now, what you're going to do with this, my mic is coming in the way, I'm going to have to shift this. What you're going to need to do with this ball is you're going to need to place it right into the center of your armpit, okay? And then what you need to do with this shoulder is practice kind of rolling it back and down. And as soon as you do that, without moving your rib cage, you're going to feel like this, the muscles in the lower part of your shoulders and your armpits and your lats triggering. And this is the feeling of what we need to be having every time we use our shoulders. But usually the bicep tendon and the front chest pec area gets overworked, so we aren't using the back and the bottom muscles enough. So you're going to need to press the ball back and down, keep the right arm in that 90-degree position. You're going to need to keep the palm flat facing inwards and the fingers nice and wide. So this is your setup for the right arm in this exercise. Okay, then you're going to come and sit on your chair. And then all you're going to do is you're going to keep the right foot completely grounded. Again, rolling the pelvis so it's in a neutral position. Head and neck are completely stacked above the sit bones. Your left palm's just going to sit on top of the left thigh. Now from here, what you're going to do is you're going to find the 3-point contact of the right foot into the floor or your block, and then you're going to pick up this left foot 1 or 2 inches from this left hip flexor. That's the isolated hip flexor lift. And then what you're going to do sequentially is squeeze that ball in towards your rib cage, but down. And then release the foot, release the squeeze of the ball. So here we go. We're going to lift the left foot, squeeze that ball back and down. And as I'm squeezing, I'm not popping my rib cage forwards or back. I literally just squeeze down, hold, and release. I squeeze down and release. And basically what you're trying to feel is this shoulder moving back and down, okay? So here we go. Rep number 3, left leg lift, squeeze in and down. Left leg lift, in and down. Left leg lift, right arm squeeze. So it's sequential. Left leg, right arm. Left leg, right arm. Left leg, right arm. Left leg, right arm. We're going to do 15 on this side. This is 10. 5 to go. Left leg up, squeeze the ball. Left leg up, squeeze the ball. Left leg up, squeeze the ball. We've got 2 more. Left leg up, squeeze the ball. Good, last one. Left leg up, squeeze the ball. You're going to go for a 1 minute hold here. Breathe. Yeah. You can see my right arm just kind of going off. Just keep breathing. Left leg's also going. This is quite a lot of demand in that left hip flexor, so just bear with me. Try not to lean back. The body's going to just do what it needs to do. Left foot's also doing what it needs to do. Just breathe. We have 30 seconds on the clock. You can see my right hand, my right arm. Last 10 seconds. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop it down. So lots happening in opposite sides of the body. That is on purpose. So right here, you can see the ball is in that sort of, you don't want it all the way up into the armpit just because it's going to feel a little bit more friction and you might feel like it's uncomfortable in that soft skin. So bring it more towards the elbow line. And then you've got it right just sort of in that kind of like lower shoulder, lower armpit area. Left fingers are nice and wide. Palm is facing inwards. And then from here, place the left foot down. Feel the 3-point contact of the left foot to the floor. Pelvis is neutral, head stacked right above your pelvis. And then from here, you're going to lift the right leg, squeeze that ball back and down. Good. Right foot down. This is 2. Squeeze the ball. As I lift and squeeze, I exhale. 3. Right palm is facing upwards. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. Right leg, squeeze the ball. 10. Right leg, squeeze the ball. 11. I lost the rhythm there a little bit, so I'm just saying it out loud. Right leg, squeeze the ball. Right leg, squeeze the ball. We've got 3 to go. Right leg, squeeze the ball. Right leg, squeeze the ball. That's it. Last one. Right leg, squeeze the ball. Hold yourself neutral. Here's your 1 minute countdown. Here goes my body. So this side is way more in my ribs and my shoulders. The other side was more into my right hand and my forearm. So whatever reactions you're feeling, that's completely normal for it not to be symmetrical on both sides, because you've got different dysfunction compensation on both sides of the body. So just keep feeling like you're squeezing that ball. Breathe and hold. And I feel this way more in my right hip than the left. Last 10 seconds here. Just keep breathing. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Good. I just want you to release by bringing the ball into the sort of groin area. Just let it sit on your lap. Really fold your belly over the ball. Release your head. And just let your head hang. Arms are just by your sides. I want you to breathe deep into the back of the body here. Such a great way just to deflate the body. My neck's releasing, so just let whatever happens just happen. Good. And then just roll back up. And you're going to just take your chair away and come into a sideline position here. Okay, you're going to need a block just under your head for this one, and you're going to need your ball. Keep your bands and your straps ready. Okay, I'm going to come into a sideline position here. And all you're going to do is come into a 90-degree position with your legs, feet in line with the knees, and knees 90 degrees, okay? And you're going to put the ball right between the knees. Again, I'm just having to fiddle with my mic. Okay, pull that right shoulder under you, but keep the right arm long in front of you and the left palm right on top, okay? From here, you should feel like your right hip, right shoulder are stacked right one above the other. And then what you're going to do from here is just keep the side of your head on the block so that the nape of the neck is completely free. And all you're going to start doing here with both your feet flexed is press the left knee into the right. We're going to do just 15 of these side-lying ball squeezes, trying to keep the right outer ankle planted to the floor. We're just isolating the work in the left leg. This is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. 9, 10. Keep the knee right over the left knee right above the right knee. Try not to let it roll away. So you got 4 more here. 1, 2, good. 3. Good. From here, you're going to press the left knee into the ball, and you're going to internally rotate the left ankle up towards the ceiling. You're not just going to flip the foot, okay? You want to imagine there's a sort of wall or some kind of resistance to the outside of your left ankle. You lift with the left ankle open, and then you press the left knee down. And then we go back to neutral. From here, we press the left knee down and open the left hip. That's it. We press and open the ankle. Down. We're just doing 12 of these. This is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No movement in that left hip either. Try not to roll it forwards or back. So I try and just keep my left hand sometimes on that left hip if I need a little bit of help with the orientation. That's it. Good. And now from here, we're just going to hold that left ankle up. Keep pressing the knee into the ball. Hold, 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 hold. 10, 9, 8, 7. Again, notice if there's a release in the ribs or the shoulders. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the left knee back into neutral. Left ankle in line with the knee, and then from here you're simply going to kick the left heel forwards and pull the left toes towards you. You're going to keep a soft sort of bend in this left knee and then just bring the left heel back in. Good. So press, we're just getting an IT band release here as well as the calf and the hamstring, and bring it back in. Push it away. Bring it back in. Push it away. Bring it back in. Push it away. Bring it back in. We've got 4 to go, and then we're just going to hold. Keep that right out to ankle pressing down in the floor. You're going to get a massive reaction in that right lower leg as well. Push. That's it. Push and hold. Really feel like you're pushing with that left heel, pulling with the left toes. Keep the left knee a little bit soft and bent, and just let the body do what it needs to do. So my left leg's going to go crazy in a second, as well as my ribs. Just breathe. Keep the jaw soft. Keep that right out to ankle planted. Splay your toes. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Good. We're going to come over onto the other side. Obviously, you can just flip right over. And this time, left hip's going to be down, left side of the head. I use that cue very specifically. It's not the side of the ear or the neck, it's the side of your head. And then you're going to pull that left shoulder under, left hip in line with the shoulder. And then you've got the ball right between the knees. And then bring the knees up in line with your hip. And feet obviously flexed and in line with the knees. You're going to stack right palm on top of the left. Amazing. Keep that left outer ankle planted. And then from here, we're going to squeeze down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, right hip isn't sort of caving in. It's not rolling out. Keep the right hand just on the rim of that right side of the pelvis if you need. Make sure you're squeezing with just the knee. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm really feeling this in my right lower leg. Good. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, good, and 15. And then from here, we're going to go straight into that internal rotation. You're going to squeeze the right knee, bring the ball a little bit more to center of the knees, squeeze the right knee down as you open the right ankle. And down, and try not to sort of lift from the hip. Keep that right hip right above the left. Just the knee and the ankle moving. That's it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Got a last one here. Hold that right ankle up, pin the left ankle to the floor, right arm is stacked above the left. Breathe and hold. So having a right lower leg reaction on this side. My ribs and arms are staying pretty neutral, unshaken, but I'm having a massive reaction in my right lower leg. Just keep breathing. Whatever's happening in your body, just let it. Keep pressing the ball down with the knee as well as open the ankle. Right forearms also releasing. Good. If you need to release a bit more, stay there and come back into the video when you're ready. And then from here, we're just going to press this right ankle away. The heel pushes, the toes pull, right knee stays soft. And right heel bends back in. 2. Good. 3. 4. Good. 5. 6. 7. Good. 8. Good. 9. Good. Hold. Press that heel away. Pull the toes and breathe. You can see my right arm's going a bit crazy. You can just lift it off the left and see if it'll just release on its own. Good, and then you can just release. Amazing. Okay, you can just put the ball off to the side. You're going to grab your strap. Oh, I feel a bit lightheaded. And then you're going to place the strap a little bit more snug than hip distance, not too much, but just around the tops of the thighs towards the knees. And you're going to stay on the side that you've just done. I need to move this a little bit further away. Okay, and then what we're going to do here is we are going to go into a side lying abductor press with trunk rotation. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back onto a side lying position here. Legs in the same orientation as you just had them, 90 degrees. Knees in line with the hips, ankles in line with the knees. Now, this block, take it further behind you so that you feel like you're just kind of hanging off the front edge. Left shoulder and left hip in line with each other, right palm stacked above the left. First, we're just gonna, for 1 minute, we're gonna pull this right thigh up into the strap, breathe and hold, both feet flexed. Again, plant this left and outer ankle into the floor. We're just going to breathe here. Drop the head towards that left shoulder. You can even reach this right arm a little bit further away, so we're protracting into that right shoulder. And breathe into the ribs. My right leg's having a massive reaction. Just keep breathing. Good, and then reach the right arm further away and come into an upper spinal floor twist, so like a trunk rotation here. Make sure the head is turning to that right side. Let the head drop, bring the knees a little bit higher so we're protecting the lower back. Reach this right arm away, open the fingers, turn your head towards the right, breathe and hold. If you have trouble getting the right forearm down, place a block underneath the right forearm. So what it would look like if I had it under the left is you'd have a block like so, but a little bit angled downwards. So kind of here, so that you can open from the shoulder and keep the shoulder a little bit protected. But if you can get the arm down, then just keep feeling like you're opening the shoulder to the floor and keep pulling this right thigh up into the strap. Breathe. Super intense in that right hip as well. Just hearing a massive clicking in my pelvis. Got 15 seconds, just keep going. Good, and release. Mamma mia. This routine has been an absolute savior for a pelvis that got really sort of damaged, if you like, postpartum. I had an episiotomy. I've had all sorts of issues after giving birth, so just helping me realign from the pelvis up my shoulders. This has been amazing. Okay, from here, I'm going to bring my hip underneath my right shoulder. Just tuck that right shoulder under you a little bit. Drop your head, pull that left thigh up, and then roll the left shoulder forwards and just breathe. Pull, 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 pull. Try and keep the right outer ankle down on the floor. For me, it's always amazing to see how different your body reacts one side to another. So for me, the other side was all in my right hip, my right arm. This side is completely into my trunk. And that will show you that you have pelvic disparity, rib disparity, and that's what's causing this kind of difference in the shoulders and the neck function. And your forearms, your hands. And then reach the left arm forwards, up and over to the left side. Once again, use that block under the left forearm, but you will need to lower the arm towards the thigh if you are struggling to get the arm down. We are rehabilitating the shoulders here, so if you've got an injury, please use a block. Turn your head as much as you can. The head has such a big role to play in the difference in the shoulder repair. Last 30 seconds, guys. Good, and release. Oof. Okay, Okay, just gonna release that strap. And from here, just come up into standing, take a quick break. Now, for this last drill on the floor, you are going to need to grab your ball, and you're going to come into a quadruped position with your left hand on top of your ball and your knees quite close to the back of your wrists. Now, this setup is something you need to pay attention to. Don't have the hands too close towards one another. So often what I see, whether this is your Pilates class or otherwise, this is so important. You need your left hand slightly outside your left shoulder line. And then what you need to learn to do is sort of corkscrew the left hand into the floor, index finger thumb pressing into the floor, and your right forearm facing forwards all the time. Now, for many of you, if you have rounded shoulders, if you have ribcage disparity, if you have not a lot of extension in your wrist and you have forearm dysfunction, what will happen is you will feel it, you find it really difficult just to even keep your palm flat on the ball like this. What will happen is you'll want to sort of hold the ball with your fingers. You'll sort of dip down into the wrist more. I want you to really feel the balls of your palms into the top of the ball. Okay, so basically this part of your palm pressing down into this ball. Right hand is just down on the floor, and then pay attention to your head. You're going to feel like you're pulling the shoulders down away from the ears as you press the floor away, and bring the chin up in towards your throat like you've got an orange right between your throat and your chin. From here, toes are grabbing, and then what you're going to do is, keeping your arms dead straight, you're just going to step your right leg back. Exhale. Right leg goes back in. Left leg goes back. So we're alternating the walk of the legs here. You can see obviously I've put in way more pressure in this left arm, and then I walk it back in. And as you're doing this, I don't want you to twist, fold, drop into one side or another. So you really have to press those hands down, keep the chin lifted. Drag your right leg back and back in. And back. Your gaze is super important. It should be about 2 feet just in front of your fingertip line. Back in. Elbow creases turn forwards all the time. Right leg back and in. Left leg back. Keep the right toes active. Keep the right palm active. Left knee back in. Right leg back. Right knee back in. Left leg back. Left leg back in. Right leg back. Back in. Left leg back. Amazing. You got 2 more. Right leg back. Left leg. Amazing. And then from here, we're going to switch. You should feel that all the way from the wrist into the arms, into the shoulders. It's really good rehabilitation there for anyone with a shoulder issue. And again, left palm back down onto the floor. You spin the forearm forwards like a corkscrew. And then you push the floor away, pull the shoulders back, chin up in towards the throat, knees close to the back of the wrists than you think you need them. Then from here, as the right toes grab, the right palm pushes, the left leg will step back. And in. Right leg back. And in. Left leg. Back in. Right leg. Good. Left leg. Back in. It has to be control in the hips and the pelvis too. That's it. Left leg. Back in. right leg, back in. Left leg. If you wanted to try a little bit more advanced, you could float that left foot off the ground, but many of us don't have the stability in that right arm, and you might start to feel the wrist, so just drag the foot. Back in. Left leg. Notice my head doesn't move, it doesn't drop. I keep the right elbow spinning forwards, left elbow crease spinning forwards, right knee back in. Left leg. Good, we've just got 2 more. Here we go, last 2. And 1. Amazing. Okay, we're just going to take a downward dog on your mat. Palms facing down. Tailbone lift. In your down dog, again, have that sensation of the palms pressing down, elbows turn forwards. Be on the balls of the feet, but heels pulling down, not touching the floor. Knees are soft, and then push the shoulders right up towards the ears. Lift the rib cage up and in. Breathe. You might have a reaction in the legs. Just let that happen. Good job. And then from here, just come up into seated. And for your last exercise, you're just going to come back and sit on your chair. You need your short loop band and a strap for this last little bit. That right side of my neck and shoulder feel like brand new. Okay, so what you're going to do is just going to place the strap just around the tops of your thighs. And you're just going to pull. You need to loosen it just slightly, do so. Knees are hip distance, sitting towards the front of your chair. And what you're going to do with this light loop band, have this like really funny sensation down my forearm after that. It's like the tissues in my palm and carpal tunnel are just like releasing. It's like very tingly. Whew. Okay, you're going to grab your short loop band and you're going to place it just around the forearms. But I want it more towards the upper part of the forearm, so more towards the elbow, because we want to give your shoulder stability. Then you're going to have your arms forwards just rested on your knees. Fingers are wide, so really feel like you're pulling the thumbs towards you. You can see here the reaction that my right hand is having to this. And what you're going to do here is you're going to find that 3-point contact of your feet down into the floor or your blocks. Roll the pelvis forward, sit really nice and tall. Now, from here, hands are going to stay in this orientation, palms facing each other, thumbs pulling away, fingers wide, but your elbow creases are trying to face upwards, okay? But you're not opening the hands, okay? This is also going to connect the lat muscles, the under part of the shoulder muscles as well. Now from here, we are going to protract the shoulders. You can see them going forwards and then lift up. And as they lift up, I'm not moving my rib cage. I'm going to move my shoulders up to the ears and then pull the strap apart just 1 inch. And then I go down, big breath in. And then forwards again. Pull the strap. Elevate the shoulders. Good. And down. Big breath in. Exhale. Amazing. And down. Forwards. Up. Pull the strap. Elevate the shoulders. Down. Forwards. Pull the strap. Elevate the shoulders. So you should be feeling a pull from the sides of the rims of the pelvis all the way up into your shoulders. Up and down. Up. Pull. And down. Up. Good, and down. We've got 4 to go. This is hard. Forwards, up. Good. This is the last one. Forwards and up. Pull the strap. Let's try and give ourselves 10 seconds here. Up, up, up with those shoulders. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, just bring your elbows into a bend. You don't even need to pull the band. You can even just take the band away, but I like to keep it there just for some shoulder stability, and just let your arms release. Breathe. Just keep pulling the strap around the thighs equal. This is our last exercise. Just breathe. Oh. All of us tend to overuse forearms, hands. We don't get enough release in these areas, which keeps our shoulders really, really stuck and our neck really stuck. So just enjoy this release. Your arms are going to be knackered. So take a break. And then maybe just come back into it. Good. And release. Just fold your chest over the thighs. Relax your arms. Relax your neck. My right arm's still going. Amazing. And just come up. Just walk it off. Wow. I feel like I've had a massive deep tissue massage in my shoulders, my arms. And then just come into your balance test. Okay, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I'm standing like 6 foot tall. Feels really good, grounded in my feet. Lower back feels completely relaxed. And the right side of my arm and my shoulders just feel so good. Sore and like knackered, but really good. Any questions, as always, please feel free to reach out. I just have one small tip. If you really struggled with the short loop band, you don't even need to have a band. As long as you can sort of feel like your shoulders move forwards and up, I would probably just take away the short loop band and build back up to some kind of a resistance, especially if you're in the early stages of an injury. Or don't even pull the band that much. Just have it there for stability and feedback, and you should get all sorts of reactions in your upper body. I hope you enjoyed that. As always, I'll see you soon.